Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing good. Today we'll start a new chapter, the solar system. Here you can see a picture of an astronomer who is Nicholas Copernicus. He discovered that the planets orbit the sun. Before this, everyone thought that the earth was stationary and the sun and the planets went around it. Students, as you can see over here, there is a sun and there are 8 planets orbiting around the sun. Why do they orbit around the sun? Because the solar system is all the planets, moons and other bodies that depend on sun for their movement, light and heat. As you can see, as you are living in the earth, you know that this is a very big planet. But as you see around the earth, there are more bigger planets. You can imagine how big is our solar system. Students, as you have seen, our solar system is very huge. But do you know there are other solar systems too? And in other solar systems, they have large stars like Sun that provides them with the same things like energy, heat, temperature, and make them move easily. Students, do you know what is this? This is a Hubble telescope which orbits around the Earth and it takes picture of space. You may think that there are telescopes on Earth too, but due to pollution and gases, we cannot see the space clearly. So we use Hubble telescope to take the pictures of space more clearly. Now we will start discussing about the sun. What is sun? You all have seen sun shining brighter on the sky. The sun is a star made up of burning gases. What are these gases? About 70% of the sun is hydrogen gas, the rest is almost helium. The rest of the sun includes other elements that are carbon, iron, magnesium, neon, nitrogen, oxygen, and silicon. These are the elements that you will learn about in your future classes. The sun is a very big star, but not as big as compared to the stars in the universe. You all have seen universe. You know that there are lots of big stars in the universe, so the sun is very little as compared to them. Now, here is an interesting fact about the sun. You know that the sun is 5 billion years old and it is burning since the day it was formed, and one day it will burn itself out, and then the solar system will be destroyed. The scientists believe that it will be another 5 billion years before that happens. Solar flares. As you know, the sun is made up of burning gases, and it is very hot. So solar flares are huge explosions on the sun. There are many gases in the sun, as I have discussed in the previous slide. These gases, when there is an explosion on the sun, these gases are discharged in the atmosphere. Solar winds. As you know, when the solar flare occurs, there are lots of gases that are released in the atmosphere. And you must know that there are gases in the Earth atmosphere too, which is nitrogen, oxygen. So, when the gases discharged from the sun came in contact with the gases in the Earth, they caused spectacular light shows, which is known as solar winds. It looks so beautiful. What are sunspots? Sunspots are the areas of the sun's space that are cooler than the lighter area. Now we will learn about the planets. Planets are large spherical bodies that orbits a sun for their need of movement, light and heat. There are 8 planets in our solar system that are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. As you can see, there are white spots. These white spots are the moons of the planets, and the round white spots are the orbits around which the planets revolve around the sun. Do you know that Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are known as the terrestrial planets because they are largely solids, so somehow life could be possible there. The other four planets are known as gas planets because they are made up entirely of gases. Now we will study about the planets in a little detail. The first planet is Mercury. The Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun. It is also the smallest planet of solar system. It has so little gravity, it is virtually unable to hold on its environment. That's why no life could exist on Mercury because there is no gravity. Venus. You know, Venus is a very interesting planet. First, Venus is the hottest planet and it has a very thick atmosphere, which made it difficult for the scientists to make discoveries on these planets. And here's an interesting fact about Venus that it spins east to west on its axis, which means as compared to Earth, the sun rises from the opposite side on the Venus. It takes longer to spin all the way round its axis than it does to orbit the sun, which means the day of Venus is greater than its whole year. Venus is closer to Sun, that is why its temperature is high, which do not allow human life to exist. Now we will talk about our home planet Earth. It is the only planet that supports life because of the presence of water, atmosphere, and the temperature. Earth has 70% of its surface covered with water. The core of the Earth is in liquid form. You all must be very surprised that the universe is very, very large, but the life exists only on one planet, that is planet Earth. Now we have Mars. Mars is the planet most similar to Earth by because its temperature could support human life. But there is lack of oxygen, and you know all the living organisms need oxygen for their breathing. There is ice at the caps and undergrounds, which means that there must be water in that planet which may support it life. Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system. It has a huge red spot about 40,000 kilometers wide. This spot is actually a storm that has been active for several hundred years. Jupiter has three rings around it that may be caused by the dust, which means that Jupiter is a very dusty planet. Saturn. Saturn is surrounded by the rings made from ice and rock. These rings each orbit the planet at different speeds. You know that we can easily see Saturn from the Earth, but the rings of the Saturn can only be seen through the micro telescope. Now we have Uranus. Uranus is unique. Uranus lies on its side as it orbits the Sun. This could be because of a collision with another planet-sized body or because of a moon leaving Uranus' gravitational pull and dragging the planet over as it left. Uranus has the coldest surface temperature of all the planets. You know, Neptune's existence was assumed before it was discovered. Why? Because that scientists were puzzled that Uranus sometimes drifted from a natural orbit and believed that there must be another planet influencing the Uranus movement. They looked for it and they found Neptune. The gravity of Neptune is almost double that than on Earth. That's why it influenced the movement of Uranus. Now we have the dwarf planet, which was considered as the ninth planet, but now it is not a planet. Pluto was considered a planet, but scientists now refer to it as a dwarf planet because it is very small, having the diameter of 2300 kilometers. The scientists have discovered the similar sized body within its orbit. That's why it is not considered as a planet